Chairperson Katajie Kwesi Bumangama II, Nananom Nadahima Chiame, Western North Regional Minister and Deputy, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Minister for Regional Reorganization and Development, Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Minister for Roads and Highways, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Minister at the Office of the President, and Member of Parliament for Sefiriosu constituency, Chairperson, Parliament Select Committee on Food and Agriculture, Municipal Chief Executive for Sefiriosu Municipal Assembly, members of the Board of Directors of Cocoa Board, Chief Executive Officer, Management and Management of Cocoa Board, the National Chief Farmer, present past Chief Cocoa Farmers, and Farmers Cooperatives, residents of Sefiriosu, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to join you, the chiefs and people of Sefiriosu, to this launch of a very important initiative of my government, the National Cocoa Rehabilitation Program. I must begin by expressing the gratitude of the entire nation to the hundreds of thousands of cocoa farmers across the country who are responsible for the production of a crop that has for over a century been the mainstay of the economy of our country. In their hundreds and hundreds of thousands, they work to provide us the income with which we have built our nation's infrastructure and its most important educational institutions. On behalf of the Ghanaian people and their government, I say a big aiko to our hard-working cocoa farmers. I must also commend the brilliant, knowledgeable Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Afriye Akoto, the Board of Directors, the hard-working, innovative Chief Executive Officer, Honorable Joseph Boahini Edu, the management and staff of Cocoa Board, our quest to give the cocoa industry the necessary boost and facelift it deserves. From the 8 years in office of that outstanding Ghanaian statesman, the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Ajekun Kufuor, to the 3.5 years of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we have been noted for coming up with innovative policies and interventions in the sector. Cocoa pest and disease control, CODAPEC, and high-tech fertilizer were introduced under President Kufuor. Under my government, we have introduced programs aimed at sustaining the industry and improving the livelihood of cocoa farmers and their dependents. Permit me to mention a few of these interventions. Retooling and deepening of the cocoa disease and pest control program. Streamlining of the high-tech program to ensure equal access to fertilizers and other farm inputs. Facilitating the formation of cocoa farmer groups and cooperatives across the country, which have seen more than 3,000 of them registered with the Department of Cooperatives. Introduction of the new early or spring mass spray policy. Introduction of the novel hand pollination program. Introduction of the mass pruning exercise. Introduction of motorized weed slashers and pruners, also a new policy. Introduction of irrigation on cocoa farms, which is about to be scaled up from pilot trials, and the enhanced cocoa rehabilitation program, for which we have gathered here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a survey of our cocoa farms in 2017 revealed that out of the total national cultivated cocoa area of 1,900,000 to cover every cocoa board virus disease, that the region, which once produced over 330,000 tons in 2010-2011, is now producing below 150,000 tons today. Swollen shoot has not only impacted on production and the national economy, but it has also grievously ruined the lives of many farm households. It is in response to this challenge and others that my government took the bold and pragmatic step for Cocoa Board to secure a $600 million United States receivable-backed syndicated loan facility. More than 2/3 of the amount will go directly into rejuvenation of diseased and overage farmers and productivity enhancement activities, including pruning and hand pollination and irrigation of cocoa farms. The remaining amount will go to support local processing and value addition and promotion of local consumption of cocoa products. Government sees the swollen shoot virus and spread as a national disaster. If today our cocoa farmers are being confronted by the ravages of the virus, then it is right and just that the entire country rises up to the occasion to support them back onto their feet. This is my conviction, and this is exactly what I am doing. I express government's appreciation to the Consortium of Development Finance Institutions led by the African Development Bank, which saw huge life-transforming prospects in our policies for the cocoa sector and inspired them to support the productivity enhancement programs. Let me reiterate the continuous resolve of government to replant all swollen shoot affected farms in all the regions of cocoa cultivation and help improve the yield per hectare for all cocoa farmers. The Chief Executive, Honorable Joseph Boahi Addo, has already outlined the modalities of government's cocoa rehabilitation program. Nevertheless, it is important to note the significance of paying compensation to farmers and landowners alike where tenancy and busus arrangement exists. This has never happened before. I am aware that the program has created thousands of jobs for the youth in the beneficiary communities who have been engaged in disease spotting, cutting of diseased trees, replanting, weeding, and technical assistance. In all, 50,000 youth are being recruited for the program, which is going to run for the next 5 years. I am reliably informed that so far, 11,564 hectares of swollen shoot affected farms in the western north and eastern regions have been treated and planted with cocoa, plantain, and economic shade trees. This involves 8,904 farmers, out of which 7,358 have been fully compensated. Government assures our cocoa farmers that not a single farmer will be left out in the ongoing compensation exercise. Every farmer whose farm has been affected by swollen shoot will be paid fully. The next phase of the rehabilitation program will cover 154,400 hectares of diseased and overaged cocoa farms. I am sure, Nananum, you are aware that the unstable nature of cocoa prices on the world cocoa market remains one of the biggest challenges to ensuring payment of decent farm gate prices to our cocoa farmers. Between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, our western neighbor and sister, new markets will make us more money than all the aid given to us by all the donor countries. We shall gain some dignity and spare the donors the fatigue we have all heard about. This is the rationale for the strategic partnership between Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, the common initiative of His Excellency President Alassane Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire and myself, which is manifesting itself in our joint cocoa production and marketing policy, and which is already paying dividends. Today, I'm happy to announce that Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire are receiving a living income differential of 400 United States dollars per ton of cocoa. Which is an additional earning from the world market price for our farmers. The living income differential is going to guarantee some stability to the producer price of cocoa and sustainability of the industry in both Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. We are only a few days away from the end of the current 2019-2020 cocoa season. As is the custom, a new cocoa producer price is announced at the beginning of each new crop year, in this case, next week, Thursday, i.e. on 1st October 2020. I would like to take advantage of this historic event of the launch of the National Cocoa Rehabilitation Program to announce a new cocoa price for our farmers for the coming 2021 season. The current 2019-20 producer price of 8,420 cedis per metric ton, i.e. 514 cedis per bag, was an 8.2% increase over the 2018-2019 price of 7,615 cedis, that is 475 cedis per bag. Nananom, beginning on 1st October 2020, this year, I'm happy to announce the award of a new cocoa producer price of 10,560 cedis per metric ton. Equivalent to 660 cedis per bag for the coming 2021 cocoa season.
Ghana Piafo Adam Ampaniase. Amampanimo. Money yo. Nana money yo. Apiafo munyabatra mana nanwie munyabatra. Apiafo adijanu munyabatra. Anani je abadani abatu. It's all jubilation here as farmers are excited.
2020 more for Nana. 2020 more for Nana. 2020 dedication, Papa making it for Nana.
Yadamase, Yasama Montanase. Yadamase, 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 Yadamase. Agrafo, Yadamase, 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 Yadamase. Yadamase, Yadamase, Montanase, Mana, Yavajadi Mary, Yadamase, Yavasra, Montanase, mine, Yavasra, Montanase, mine, Yadamase, baby. Agrafo, Yadamase, Montanase, mine, Yadamase, Yadamase, Yadamase. Nana Sodamase, Montanase, Mano, Montanase, Mano.
Nananum Okatachie ladies and gentlemen, this new price represents a hike of more than 28% over the price obtained in the outgoing crop year of 2019-2020. By this new producer price, we've kept faith with our commitment under the international arrangement with Côte d'Ivoire and global stakeholders by awarding to our farmers the full 400 United States dollars per metric ton living income differential. By this substantial increase in the producer price, we're also delivering on our 2016 manifesto promise to reward handsomely the hard work of our cocoa farmers and their unequal contribution to the economy of Ghana over the decades. In conclusion, let me thank all stakeholders for their contribution to the sustenance of the cocoa industry and reiterate my government's commitment to ensuring that the industry receives the needed attention, obtains its fair share of the national cake, and acquires an equitable stake in the global value chain. Okatetie, asana yeshe ye program aseno. Udo wakwaba ebra yenyina no. Uka nsembe bre nani ni titiro bo minima ban abaso ena madwuma ya aso wani aso hwemanso ani no ati so no say yen cry na me fa me say san cry say excess abaso bonus say adwuma ye yen koso sto yen to aso sa eno so ana ye baba ye me do ase papa na Yewra Addo ene cocoa board mpanyifo no so no atensam a wokafa eduro no ho na de me be ka ne say anya business asem ye baso na won koto eduro ya obobo so no a won ye yes adwuma na e say won bro sika no bi because enya wo na oka ya aga bia won ante e de wa baba ye de say agent bi ama o awo so no e say bi ba o na mehwe ma e bi aba be ka wo sa e na adwuma wa Medasepa emansama okama covid adwuma e onyankopon wa boye emetumi bibia tumi aba me sa wo Ghana e siseye ayeye no e siseye efi nchen na bae na ono na yemi dano so be koso aboye e ma Ghana saidro yare abai etumi atwam akọ emiesu etumi afa ya ya sitremu a ye wo ye nche Beda wasi pi ama okasa. La no nyina na me ba be stress hwimai. Ba be stress Western Region North. Sir, someone who see ye. Mo ma me kwan na me ntoaso. Ye nya me 4 more for nana. Yera Alassane Ouattara. Our Côte d'Ivoire, our man pay. The crowman brought by Hano. I'm in the chance I can't say. A quam bias as they say. Minano ya Juma. Nayama Coco a Quafo in your home. One ya bread do. Alame ya Jay, a foaso. If you say I'm in the year, and then I meant to me about to say, ye tia Coco a Quafo, Sicado doya, Yesaka. Momboame. Yambo no so na bibia nkoso wano sa na yambo de empeja koko adwuma no bio tete no peska koko na broska yenya member ne say bio bedama onya Yakobo nchira yenyina Katechi. Tell me, say 4 more for Nanano. Me here. What do you remember? Brashe Bejomo so about the boame. Then they teach you. But bring Paul Modisia Cassia, Quakwa free ye. They going.